Hello everybody, this is N.M.P.D here, and today...
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
Oh yeah? Likely story. You're coming with me!
Today we're going to be talking about the infamous cupcake colossal goblin titan himself, EDP. From eat that pizza, to eat that pasta, to eat that pistachio, to eat that poontang, to now eat that poop 445. And it definitely suits it for today's video because not only does he still talk about that type of stuff, again, as a great reminder that he is known to be an EDP. He sent a picture of his shit to who he thought was a 13-year-old cupcake. An actual picture of his turd in a toilet. That is not a goddamn joke. And there was also a couple of videos that I remembered seeing before where he did this pizza mukbang and he threatened somebody that had some sort of problem with him in the comments or something, saying that he was gonna have him invite him to his house as soon as he gets done eating that pizza and then take a massive shit on them. And this other video, I honestly can't remember what the video was, but he brags about watching a video of a woman defecating. I'm not really all that shocked. This is EDP after all. If you've even taken a good look at this guy's history for a long time, you should already know that this kind of stuff isn't necessarily new. So in case for those who don't know, EDP has this new occurring YouTube channel that is still currently up, by the way, and it seems to be gaining a small bit of traction. Not like what it used to be because, well, it really does show that now times have changed, and he's not really relevant as he used to be anymore, and that just really shows it. There is this untitled video that he made, which is under a minute, where he's basically, I guess, ranting about a certain football player and was going off as his usual temper tantrums.
30 fucking 30!
And immediately, the dude could not even wait for at least around 10 seconds to cuss. He has to immediately do it. And the nerve for this guy right off the beginning, I have to finally call this out because I cannot ignore this any longer. Like, he always, legit, every time, licks his lips. I've never seen anybody at all ever do that. Continuously. Can he not invest in chapsticks? Is that the problem? I am not exaggerating when I say that I've never seen anybody that continuously does this. He is literally the only person that I have seen that does it. And it's so goddamn weird. That's why I usually put the Yoshi sound effect every time he does it, because why the hell not?
Shut down! Motherfucker, you couldn't shut down a goddamn Burger King, motherfucker, if all the people in the goddamn...
Stay where you are!
Bitch!
Yeah, at this point, he's just speaking nothing more than nonsense. I don't even know what he's on about, but at this point, I really don't care. And it's kind of funny how he kind of turns, like he saw a police car, and he thought he was gonna get arrested for his predatory behavior. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Now we're gonna be taking a look at the top comment in that video saying, "Bro's so mad that there weren't any children in the line." And then he made a video 2 weeks ago titled, "Snacking and Shitting Baby," which is basically the whole video in and on himself. I mean, come on, dude. Why the hell do you gotta let people know what you do behind closed doors? And the fact that you do that at the same time is fucking disgusting. Like, you are a 35-year-old grown-ass man. You know exactly what you're doing by doing these things. Like, you should already know that this is something you should just keep to yourself. At this point, he is mostly doing this for attention, while he is simultaneously just doing it for the sake of doing it because he, at the same time, doesn't care, but only cares when he gets so much flack for it. That's the funny thing that I've noticed. He's definitely proven it on Instagram where somebody ended up clowning on him when he decided to open up about him having a supposed AI girlfriend. Oh, I almost forgot he did that. I definitely made a documentation video on that, link in the description. And at some point or time, EDP ended up turning off the comments on one of his Instagram posts. I don't remember what it was. Something tells me it was probably the AI girlfriend. And then he decided to reopen it saying,
"Comments are back, you crying bastards. By the way, my AIGF says hi."
Overall, you definitely care, dude. You definitely care one way or another. If you really didn't care about what people have to say about you, why do you gotta reply to them? And also on Twitter, he did, through some of his tweets, made the replies followers only. So why do you gotta go there too? Because obviously, You care. And the nerve for EDP's recent video where he talks about 9/11, basically saying prayers and pitying the people that been through it, is all fine and good, but the fact of the matter is, this is a predator. This is somebody that has been proven to be irredeemable, showed absolutely zero remorse when it comes to his actions. If I was one of those victims and I hear EDP praying and respecting me over what happened, I would immediately call him out. I don't want to hear this type of shit from you. But as if that couldn't get any worse, there are people in the comments that are defending this weirdo, or at least there are some that are being trolls about it, I guess. And I gotta say right off the spot, you're not goddamn funny for defending him. You got no talent, no humor, no nothing for doing any of that. Seriously, fuck you. You straight up suck. All you're doing by doing that is encouraging actual EDP defenders who will defend him to the brim to come out of the closet more. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that they're doing it for clout. Like, at this point, you need to just straight up do better and stop doing this shit altogether. And now for the final topic at hand, I feel like going through a few more of EDP's tweets and his Twitter account.
You've made my enemies turn their backs to me, and those who hated me, I've destroyed.
Keep dreaming there, Chain 445. I'm sorry, I mean Bryant 445. And immediately EDP ended up screwing up his grammar from the first word of his sentence there. He didn't add an apostrophe with the you've, which really shows that EDP isn't really all that smart. I mean, we all already know this with him getting caught multiple times and everything like that. No sense of awareness of putting out such private information of himself out there, thinking it wasn't gonna bite him in the ass later on, and well, here we are now, 10 years later, and it most certainly bit him pretty hard. I did a quick copy-paste of that quote that he made in his bio, and it led to a Bible reference, basically 1840. He literally quoted it off of part of the Bible, when we all know damn well with his online presence he ain't no religious person. And then he made this tweet on August 16th saying,
I'd get out of the car and sock that bitch right in his mouth. Knock that bitch right out of his wheelchair.
So the context of that tweet, there's this video that went viral. Keyed his car, I honestly don't know why, just to be an insufferable little asshole. And I do say that is fair, because somebody that wants to have the nerve to go around doing that to your property definitely deserves a beatdown. Even if they are potentially crippled or morbidly obese, you basically asked for it. It is what it is. But knowing EDP, he would not fight. He would just get his guns out. Or in another scenario where this guy ended up making a reply to EDP's tweet saying, same old insults again. That old man would knock you the fuck out, EDP. Not like you're in a good health condition anyways, which is true. I almost forgot that EDP does have kidney failure too. That's a thing that's been going on for a while, and he hasn't really been doing anything to fix it since, because, again, he just doesn't really care about anything anymore. Whatever, it is what it is in his end, and that's gonna be nobody's fault but his own. And then he made a tweet on July 30th saying,
I want girls kissing girls where I'm from.
oh, brother, we all know you like that, EDP, come on. That phrasing is pretty obvious of where he's going. And the fact that there are 42 likes on this screenshot, those 42 people need to be looked into.
Just stayed home and jacked off all day. Fuck it. There's nothing else to do.
He could have played that shitty Modern Warfare 3 game. He could have legitimately probably go out to pick up a cupcake, like an actual cupcake, and then go back home with all that exercise. No, that's literally what he wants to do all day. I don't give a fuck usually what people do on their spare time. If that's what you want to do, you want to beat it till there's nothing left, be my guest. But the problem is, you are telling people publicly, and that's when we're gonna have a problem here, because why would I want to know that? Why the hell does anybody want to know that? I really am still at a loss for words after looking into that tweet. Does he have like a humiliation fetish? Is that what this is? This dude has no self-respect of himself when it comes down to these tweets. And then EDP made another tweet claiming that he's biting his own titty, which he in fact did on video. I'm not gonna show it because it's obviously gross and YouTube wouldn't even like it. Even if YouTube wouldn't care, I still wouldn't want to show it because of how disgusting it is. And as if things couldn't get any worse enough with the EDP lore, I have some bad news. EDP has made a new TikTok account. I'm not joking. And of course, he had to do a quick plug on his sale going on his Cameo. I'm going to have to say the obvious when it comes down to it. Do not give this guy money. You'd be surprised that there are people out there that are willing to give money to EDPs just like him, like Nova Online. He is also a known Discord diaper-wearing EDP. People have been giving this dude money, and he has been making bank on Cameo since then, which shame on all those people. I honestly hope your Cameo request doesn't go in your favor if you do plan on still giving this guy money. I really hope it fails. And now for EDP's final tweet that I'm going to be discussing about is where he ended up doxing an individual on a dating app, all because she asked him for money. And I'm obviously going to have to blur out her face and name because EDP, being EDP as usual, stooping low to want to out her just because she basically e-begged to him. I'll get into the tweet first, then we'll discuss.
Matched with her, and her broke ass was begging me for money before we even met in person. These trifling ass women need to get a fucking job.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Apparently we're going to be having this talk again there, Bryant. You cannot be going out of your way, shitting on people over their finance when you know damn well that your finance ain't so damn good yourself. That makes you pretty hypocritical for doing that. And I've done a quick Google search on what trifling means because I've never heard of that word until now. This is basically what it means overall. So here's the screenshot if the definition is correct. EDP, you seriously cannot be talking at all when it comes to that because you do the majority of these things labeled below and what it means. So by doing that to her, people have every right to call you out on your shit. Now, if EDP is actually telling the truth here for once, because there are times where he leaves certain parts out with what really went down, like he did with his ex, then yeah, that would be pretty fucked up of her to e-beg right off the bat. But again, EDP, you literally did the same thing when Chris Hansen tried to interview you. And what did you do? You begged for money. And you did the same thing with Gideon, but luckily he didn't fall for your tricks, because you would have taken it and dipped. And then another thing that some people were talking about in the replies of that was the age gap between EDP and her. She's 23 while EDP is 35. Yeah, it's a bit of a big age gap, I will say myself, but she's 23. It's not like she's 18 to 19 years old. If you are at least 21 and up, then that is fine. I personally just don't give a shit so long if they are at least 21 and up. Now, if EDP was dating somebody that's like 18, 19 years old, then yeah, I wouldn't be defending that.
Oh, but Mr. N.M.P.D, that age gap is still weird.
Again, that's more than perfectly fine to your point of view. That's your opinion at the end of the day. That's whatever you like to think. But you better have that same energy the moment that a 35-year-old woman goes after a man that's 21 and up. Because I'm telling you right now, by thinking that a 35-year-old man dating a 21-plus-year-old woman is weirder to your standards, then you need to treat the reversal the same. Me personally, so long if the individual is at least 21 and up, and whoever that they're going for with the age gap is like 35 or 40 or something. To me, I don't really care. It's not my life at the end of the day. If they want to go for somebody that's much older, then that's ultimately their choice. Again, so long as they're grown, consenting adults, then I don't really see much of a issue with it, and I really don't see the big deal. And let me tell you something when it comes to e-beggars. They are the most untrustworthy people out there. Do not lend them money. And let's just say somehow that they manage to get along well and they date. One of these days, she would have found out what kind of a man EDP really is, and then afterwards she would have broken up with him just because he is known to be a cupcake loving obsessed weirdo. But anyways, I believe that's gonna do it for now. If you do like this video, be sure to leave a like. It really does help to let me know. It really does. And comment what you think. Until then, I will see you guys next time.